So in the last lecture, you learned how to build custom middleware. But as I told you before, in Express, we have a few built-in middleware functions. One of them is the JSON middleware that you are familiar with. So it parses the body of the request. And if there is a JSON object, it will populate request.body property. We have another similar middleware function that is called URL encoded. So let me duplicate this line. Here we have express.url encoded. Again, this is a method we call, and what we get in result is a middleware function. This middleware function parses incoming request with URL encoded payloads. That is a request with body like this. So we have key set to value and another key set to value. Now this is more of a traditional approach. It's not something that we use that often these days. Basically, if we have an HTML form with input fields and post that form to the server, the body of your request will look like this. Okay, so that's where you have URL encoded payload in the body of your request. Now this middleware parses this body and populates request.body like a JSON object. Let me show you how that works. So back to Postman. Let's send a post request to localhost port 3000/API/courses. Okay, so previously it passed a JSON object in the body. So I told you to select raw here and then JSON. However, in this demo, we are going to use form URL encoded here. So now we can pass key value pairs in the body of the request, and they will be concatenated when this request is sent to the server. So the key I'm going to set is name, and the value is my course, send. Now you can see we successfully created a new course on the server. So our middleware function was able to read our request with URL encoded payload. Now if you look in the terminal, you see this warning. Body parser deprecated, undefined, extended provide extended option. So this warning is telling us that we should pass an object here and set extended to true. With this, we can pass arrays and complex objects using the URL encoded format. Okay. Now finally, the last built-in middleware we have in Express is static, and we use that to serve static files. So let me show you how that works. app.use express.static. Now here we pass an argument, and that's the name of a folder. In this case, I'm going to use a folder called public. So we are going to put all our static assets like CSS images and so on inside this folder. So let's create this folder here, public. For now, I'm just going to add a simple text file here, readme.txt. And this is a readme file. Okay. Now with this middleware function, we can go back to the browser and head over to localhost port 3000/readme.txt. So with this middleware, we can serve static content. And note that here we don't have public in the URL. So our static content are served from the root of the site. In the next lecture, we're going to look at third-party middleware.